Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to go through my plush haul. So I'm normally a clothing reseller and I stick with clothes and shoes for men's and women's. But if you've seen any of my videos, you've noticed that I do some plush. And I'm starting to learn what will sell and what won't. And I happen to be at the bins, and this huge full bin of vintage plush rolled out and was right in front of me. And I had the opportunity to see if any of my research was going to pay off and help me make some profit off of this plush. So I grabbed as much as I could, so did my husband, and we went through quickly at first and tossed some back. But this is what I came home with. I actually have another whole bag, and it's a lot of variety here. You can see that I have like Taz and Tony the Tiger and stuff like that. So we're going to go through these one at a time and see how much these will go for on eBay. Okay, our first item up is a very old pink Panther. The second I saw this, I could tell it was probably from like the 70s or 60s. And it's got the long snout with the felt nose. Tag says Maurice Joffrey and Montreal, Canada. It doesn't actually say the year. Or no, it does. 1964. Yeah, that's pretty old. It's in okay shape. It's not great. Chip foam tag here. I have no idea how much this costs. To me, this looks like it would be maybe like 10 bucks, 20 bucks. I really don't know, honestly, because I haven't seen a lot of these. The stuff that I researched for vintage plush was like more famous characters, but this didn't really show up in my research, so I have a feeling this won't be that okay. Alright, next is Garfield. He's got a little fuzz on him. So I checked, and this is a Dakin. Pretty sure this is Dakin. 1981. Yep. Dakin, D-A-K-I-N. So depending on the style of it, it could be up to 30 bucks. When I researched Garfield, but it could be as cheap as $5. So this is really a mixed bag. I couldn't tell you if this is more or not. Hopefully it's a little more. But he's on a little toboggan sled and he's got a cute little scarf. Next I have the Taco Bell dog. So this is from the ads in 90s, 2000s. And this one is from Applause. Don't see a year. No year on it, but it's got to be pretty old. I would guess this is maybe like 10 to 15. This next one I have never seen. I didn't know these existed. And I did see the way it's sewn, and I was like, oh, that reminds me of Cabbage Patch, right? And then this tag actually says Cabbage Patch Kids on it. This is 1983. So this is like another version of Cabbage Patch. It says Kusas, so they're like cats. And this one has a collar and it says Lisa Ann on the front, and then the inside underneath it says Erin. The owner's name was Erin Bethany, I think. Montgomery, Alabama. I'm in Pennsylvania, so that's pretty much very far away. I don't know how this got here. Maybe someone moved and they brought it with them. It's pretty dirty on the face. And I would think this would go for more because I never saw these before. I didn't even know they existed. Maybe like $20. I'm hoping. Could be really cheap. Who knows? I spotted this strawberry shortcake pillow, and it's like sewn along the edges. And I think these were like crafts for kids in the, back in the day, like in the 60s and 70s. So I grabbed it because I know usually strawberry shortcake has a following, so people collect this kind of stuff. And this one doesn't really have a year on it, but it's pretty obvious that no, there's no damage. And I would hope 20 for this. Could be wrong. Okay, so I spotted a Smurf plush, and this one actually has a tag, which I was really excited about. Anytime I see plush with a tag and it looks vintage, that gives me hope that I can make a profit off of it. So it has a little story on the inside. And this is Schleish, pronounce this stuff. 1979, Wallace and Berry Company, printed in Korea. And this is from Peyo, I guess is the company. And I don't know which character this is. Maybe it didn't have a character name. Price wise, again, I'm guessing here. With the tag, I'm gonna say 20. Okay. Now, here's another one with a tag. This is Looney Tunes. And I couldn't find the year. I'm trying to think. 2001. So this is a 2001. That's not old enough, I don't think. And this one's kind of, these all have some hair on. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to like do the lint brush or give these things a good brushing before I try to even photograph them. It says the Air Force on here, and Tweety's got a little Air Force jacket, and it has a tag, but this is 2001. This isn't as old as the ones that I researched. The ones that I researched had like stitching. This has got like those crappy plastic eyes, and it's like scuff there. So I'm gonna guess this isn't going for much. The older Tweeties go for more money. I want to say like $10. I found some Lion King characters. I found Timon, 2 different versions. One's a plastic head, so he's got a hard plastic head. He's balding. Oh my god, that's coming off. And these look pretty old. This is from Mattel, 1994. So this is when the actual movie came out. This is the original animated movie came out. This was produced. So this is vintage old. And this one actually has a hook and loop little sticky bug that Timon holds on to. Again, I'm sorry, there's so much pet hair. One of those things that drives me crazy. It's all, I don't even know if it's pet hair. It could just be fibers from another plush that like burst, exploded or something. But I can always get that off. And this is another Disney exclusive. Can't tell how old this one is. If I look it up, I'm sure I'll find the year, but it's a little bendy. It's like really hard. These are actually hard to move. It's like hard, thick wire. So actually, I don't know if it's actually technically bendable. But these two from the original, if they're both from the original movie, I would hope they go for at least $15. But I know there's a lot of like versions of these out there, so that might bring the price down. We'll see. Up next we have Ziggy. So Ziggy's a cartoon comic book character. Not comic book. I think he's from comic strips. I'm actually honestly not sure, but I know this isn't my generation. But this is from 2003, so it's not as old as it could be to be of value. This is from Kelly Toys, and it says hopeful romantic. There's nothing else here. I don't know if he was supposed to come with something else, because he kind of looks kind of sad by himself. But the only reason I picked him up is because I have heard that Ziggy is popular, and so I wanted to give it a chance. I really don't know. I probably should have Google Lens this one. I did for a few of them, and I did toss back a few while I was at the bins, and I was right to do that because some of them weren't worth much. This one, I don't know. This one could be like $5, but we'll see. If he's cheap, I'm probably gonna like attach a fake flower to him so he actually looks like he's meant for Valentine's Day, and it'd probably be a better sell even if I do get less for it. Alright, now I have Goofy, and this one I grabbed because of the tag. I don't typically get the main characters for Disney because they don't really sell. Like, I've looked around and I'm like, a lot of the stuff Mickeys don't go for anything. A lot of the main characters like Goofy and them don't go for anything, but like the side characters like Clarabelle, you don't find them as often, so those actually sell more often. So I was kind of hesitant on grabbing any main Disney characters like Mickey or Minnie, but I'm hoping this will have some profit in it. This is a Disney Parks and Resorts Goofy. Just says how to care for it. I don't have a year on this, so this is one I'm just gonna have to look up. He's in pretty good shape though. There's not really anything wrong with him. Maybe he's like $10. This plush I actually didn't get at the bins, but I threw him in the bag because I need to research all my plush. I have a habit of grabbing plush at their stores and not listing it. I just like know it's worth something, so I'm like, oh, I'll take it, but then I don't bother listing it. So this is SpongeBob, and it's a nice big jumbo plush pillow of him, and he's got the great stitching here. This is all really done well. He's brightly colored. He's not dull or anything like that. And I guess I got him for $1.50 at the thrift store, so let me take that off because I don't need that. But this is 2002, so this is early SpongeBob when he was first coming out. I think SpongeBob started in 2000, so this is pretty old. This is pretty much 20 years old, so it's vintage. And for this, I would hope $30 because this is a really nice pillow. But again, SpongeBob has been out for so long that there's probably a lot of SpongeBob pillows like this that are newer. So I don't know how many collectors want the vintage site. This next item was also at a yard sale. I think I got this for $1. I'm pretty sure I did, because I don't like to spend a lot on plush if I'm going to take the risk. I have passed up, unfortunately, on some good vintage stuff before by accident. Like I left a little Popples, if you heard of Popples in my videos. Popples are 80s little pink and purple stuffed plushes, and I left it behind because it was pretty badly in shape, but it ended up being worth something when I looked it up at home, and I was so sad. So I pick up plush for like $1 or $2. I try not to spend too much unless I absolutely have confidence that I know what the prices would be. So this is the Elmo, and he's a cute little backpack. Got a little zip backpack. This is so cute for like a little toddler. Adorable. And this has the Sesame Street tag. It says 2003, so this is also technically vintage. And I figured some mom out there has a kid who loves Elmo, because, you know, Sesame Street is still popular. And this would probably go for like, I would hope for like 15. Maybe 10, 15. But if I spend $1 on it, I don't think that's bad. That's a pretty good return. And he's just so cute. Here is another vintage plush character. So this is Disneyland Walt Disney World. So I could tell from this tag that this is pretty old. I can't give you an exact year until I check it on eBay. But this is Eeyore, and he's looking, you know, his typical self. He's nice and sad. I honestly don't know how much this would go for. It could be $5. Could be a little bit more. But again, in this market, this is a more common Winnie the Pooh character. This is not a side character. So probably not as much as I think it is, but I just had to grab it because I was like, it's old. And here's just another version of that Kusas Cabbage Patch Cat thing. So this is just a blonde-haired version, and it's a lighter, like, fur color, pink colored fur color. And I can't really tell the year. I want to say 1983. I think that's what that says here. It's printed on 1983. It's dirty. I don't know, again, how much this would cost, so hopefully around the same as the other one. I found Genie from Aladdin, and he's pretty dirty, but this is very unique. So this has got the plastic head, and he's got this nylon outside layer, and then he's got the soft, pillowy plush material, and he's stitched hands and stuff like that. The feet are not in great shape. This glitter is kind of worn off. It's really peeling here. I'm not expecting much for this. It says Mattel Acro Toys, made in China. I would assume this is from the original movie, so maybe but I don't know how much Genie actually goes for, and in this condition, it's probably not going to go for much. Maybe I'll get $5. I'd have to clean him too. He's kind of dirty on his eyes. He's got the eye. Ew. Alright, this next toy, I can't even describe. This is bizarre. This is a really weird one. I grabbed it because it's so weird, and I had to look it up before the video, and he is worth money. He makes this crazy, look at this, that's his thing. He has like this little air pocket noisemaker thing in the back, and when you shake him, he does this. It's so weird and creepy. I'm like, what is this? It's from the 90s. I don't remember his name, but he's got like plasticky hands, and he's dirty, but he sells, and his hair's coming off a little. But yeah, 1994. He needs some work. I'm definitely gonna have to clean him up, but I think he goes for around like $20 to $30, which is pretty good for a creepy little toy like this, right? Alright, this next plush made me so happy. It's my childhood, so I'm a millennial, and I got to watch Land Before Time, and this is Littlefoot. And I saw someone on one of the reseller groups on Facebook have this. They found this plush, and I was like, I'm so jealous. I didn't even know it existed, and now I have it. It's so cute. He's got some damage, so I'm not guessing he's gonna go for much. He's got his little toes are all messed up on here. This is supposed to be tight, like a little toe, and it's not, so that's damage. But he's still very cute, and he's so big and fluffy. And yeah, so it has a Land Before Time tag, and this is from Gund. I don't see the year on here. It says made in Korea though, so this is definitely older. This is another vintage plush. I would hope this goes for like $20, because I love Land Before Time and I'm hoping other people do, but we'll see. Okay. Alright, so I found this talking lion, and this is from the Lion Guard. This is a more recent Lion King movie animated series. It's a cartoon on Disney right now, and this don't have any info on it. I was hoping this would go for decent money. It's kind of heavy, so when you pay at the bins, I think our bins, it's like $1.59 a pound, and he's definitely right around the pound mark, so I paid up for him, considering I don't like to spend money on plush. And his mouth opens, so he does talk. I haven't tested him out. He's got the, battery pack and all that in the bottom here. I think he goes for like $15. It's not a great price. I'm not as happy that I grabbed him, but I'll do my best with him. He's pretty cute though. Alright, so I told you I don't touch the popular characters because my research told me that the main characters for plush don't usually sell. It's usually the side characters. But I was tempted because, one, I know this is vintage. Two, this is a plastic face that's different than all the other Mickeys that I've seen out there. He's got plastic hands, plastic feet, plastic face, and also the company. So I caught a little glimpse of it. It's Applause, and I have shown you Applause plush before that have sold for Sesame Street and other characters. So I was hoping that this Mickey would go for some decent money. When I researched it, he's around $10, and there's no mini with him. So, and then he's dirty too. So I don't have much hope for him. I was really hoping this would be better, but it's not. So this was another flop for me, but that's okay. We'll still sell him. I did find another Taco Bell dog, but this one has a little mic, and he's just as cute. If there's a year on here. This one doesn't have the year either, but this one, aww, that's so cute. He's so cute. So this one actually talks, well, sings, I guess. It's got a little song in there when you just squeeze them. So I would hope this goes for at least $10, maybe a little more. Could be 20. So this is a different version of the Taco Bell dog. Alright. I did find some pound puppies. So wherever these donated plushes came from, they were all vintage from probably, a few different people. And these two were catching my eye because I do like pound puppies, pound kitties, whatever you call these things. But I don't know how much they go for. I've researched the bigger version of this before when I was at a yard sale and someone had it and they were trying to charge me $5. And I said, no thank you, that's too much risk for me on one plush that I don't know if it's worth anything. And I was right, because I looked it up when I got to the car and it wasn't really worth anything. It was like an $8 plush and they wanted $5 for it. So I put it back. And the funny thing is I saw it at the thrift store like a week later. So they never sold it for $5. That wasn't going to happen. But these are like the newborn version. It says it on here somewhere. So these are 1985 Pound Puppies, Tonka brand. And it says, yep, Pound Puppies newborns. I think this one says, yep, Pound Purries newborn. So that's what they call the cat version. Made in Korea. Made in USA. I think I checked on these. They're not that much. They're like $5, which is really sad because they're very cute. But unfortunately, there's a lot of cute plush out there that just doesn't get any love and doesn't get any profit on eBay, so we gotta be careful. And speaking of side characters, so I told you side characters do better. So this is Abby from Sesame Street. She's not an old original character like from the 70s. She's a more recent character, like meaning like I think after 2000, I think. So this is from 2007, so I'm not sure when she actually showed up on Sesame Street, but she's just really cute. And she's small, so it doesn't cost me much to have her at the bin. So this is from 2007, and this is another Gund, which is good. So there's Bendable Abby on here. I would hope for 10, but who knows? She could be less. Alright, I have another Cabbage Patch here. This is the Crimp and Curl. I remember this. I don't think I actually had it myself, but for some reason I definitely remember touching this hair. This hair is so fun. If you just simply look, I'm going to take a couple of strands couple of strands, wrap it around my finger. No heat, no products, ladies. We're just gonna wrap it around our finger, hold it for a second. Voila, we have a beautiful curl. That is so much fun for kids. So the Crimp and Curl does anything you want with it. You could literally just crimp it. I can do this, and it's gonna stay like that. It doesn't really move too much, so it gives you the ability to change the hairstyle. So if I do, so this is a 1991 Cabbage Patch, pretty Crimp and Curl, and she's naked, obviously, and she's a little smaller than the other Cabbage Patch dolls. I noticed her body's more petite, much smaller. The head's still big, but the body got smaller. So that's one thing I noticed when I was looking at her. Her hair is in great condition. They didn't destroy it, which is a miracle with kids, you know. So being that she's a special kind of Cabbage Patch, but she's old, she's more recent. Like on my research, I know the 80s Cabbage Patch Kids usually go for at least $20. The more recent ones and the 90s ones can go for cheap. It just depends on what they are. But this one actually has a special feature of being Crimp and Curl. I want to guess 25. That's my guess. And this adorable plush is the Pillsbury boy. And no, does not do the hee-hee when I poke him. He doesn't have any voice box in him. But he does have his tag. It says 25th birthday special edition. So this is pretty old. This is Poppin' Fresh, official name. This is from Dakin. So I know Dakin makes other things besides Garfield, and this happens to be one of them. And it says the 25th happy birthday on there. It's really cute. It's super soft too compared to the other plush. This is very cute, but again, I don't know how much this will cost. This is just like a company logo character. I don't know how many people actually want Poppin' Fresh. So I'm gonna hope 15, but it could be as low as 5. Not really sure. And I spotted Snoopy, and the reason I grabbed this Snoopy is because it has more features. So it definitely lights up. It's got the little piano, and it has the button press here. It doesn't work right now because I haven't put batteries in it, but it's got Woodstock with the little wreath. This is just very cute for the holiday. There's some tape on here. Ew. Yep. So I grabbed this hoping that, you know, it's a Hallmark plush, it might go for something. This is Peanuts, and it doesn't say a year here. Yeah, I don't have the year on here, but I'm sure I can find it online. Oh, it wasn't on. Maybe that's why. Let's see if it works. No battery. No, it's still not working. I will get it to work. I know I will. It's new batteries, which I have to unscrew. My guess is 20 for this. So this will be a seasonal item, though. I don't obviously think it's going to sell in the middle of June, July. But in the fall, I'm hoping to get around $20. Alright, now I have a Neopets. I have researched Neopets in the past. They do sell, but they have to be certain ones. This is from 2004, so this is the older version, which is a good sign. But not all Neopets go for decent money, so I really don't know if this is one of the more rare ones or if this is just a very common one. It looks like a dinosaur to me, and a little Barney-like. Brand is Think Away Toys. That's in the tummy. I don't know anything else about him. This could honestly be like a $30 toy, or it could be like a really cheap toy, if he's rare or not. Hopefully he's rare. Next we have Tony the Tiger, and I grabbed this because I don't actually see a lot of Tony the Tiger plush. Sorry, like fur on every single item in this bag. It's just the way it is. It's the reality of plush, people, is it gets dirty and gross. You have to clean them or brush them off the best you can. Like Lysol, I would use a lot of Lysol on these things. But anyways, this is kind of unique. I don't see a lot of these, and it says 1997, so it's also vintage. I would like it if it was a bit older, but it's not. It has a lot of detail to it with the little kerchief and the little whiskers. Maybe like $10 for this, being that it's like kind of cute. While I was digging through plush, I also snagged a Hello Kitty toy. I have half decent success with Hello Kitty stuff. I usually try to grab the Hello Kitty Build-A-Bears, but I don't normally like look for Hello Kitty toys. But it was right there, and it's so small. I'm like, what's the risk? It's like probably like 50 cents for me to pay for this by weight, maybe a little more. I don't know, maybe it's like 75 cents. But it's a cute little Hello Kitty toy with a little Hello Kitty in there. Does this open? Oh, it opens, yeah. So she comes out, she's part of the toy. Maybe someone will want this. So hopefully $10 if I'm lucky. Next I have Taz, the Tasmanian Devil from Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes vintage does sell. It has to be early 90s, and this one is 1994, and it's Tyco. So my guess is this will actually go for something. My hope is $25, $20. He's really cool. He's got the big open mouth with the tongue. He's in decent shape. There's no damage to his nose. He's just a little dirty. I have to, again, brush every single item in here before I try to list it. It's going to take some time. I think I'll go for decent money. Alright, I also found a sewing pillow of Raggedy Ann. I don't typically touch the Raggedy Ann and Andy stuff because there's so much of it, and I don't think much of it sells. It's just a little too old of a character, and I don't know, seems like nobody wants this. But I grabbed it because I was like, it's vintage, maybe. It says 1978, Bob's Merrill Inc. If I'm lucky, maybe $5 to $10. Now, most people would look at this plush, if they didn't grow up watching this, and say, that's a German Shepherd with a Santa hat. Who cares? Nope, this is Charlie from All Dogs Go to Heaven. This is one of my favorite movies at being a kid. So it says, my name is Charlie, my birthday December 13th. This is from 1998. So this is not the original movie. This is from All Dogs Christmas Carol, and it's a Denny's gift. So he's got the little raggedy ear, which is authentic to the movie. Cute little Santa hat. So I picked him up because I recognized the character immediately. I was like, okay, maybe someone will want this. It's small, so I'm gonna say like no more than like $15 is my guess. Now, this is not a plush, but it was with all the vintage plush. It's My Little Pony. It had the date right there, 1985, Hasbro Bradley Inc. This is very old. This is literally a year older than me. Oy, I'm old. So, I did a deep dive on this one because I was desperate to find out how much this is worth. I still don't know how much it's worth. There's one of these listed on eBay in a box that I don't believe is the original box. It's like a white box with a cutout plastic window on it. And they listed theirs for $750. I'm not that crazy. They said it was like a prototype or something, or there wasn't that many of them. I don't have any information. I don't like to go that high. I'm also not a fan of auctions. I know some people like to do auctions for stuff. I don't know what the market is because there's literally nothing out there similar to tell me if this is like a desirable item. It's got a opening in here. This is made in Hong Kong. It's got an opening in here. If I can pop this thing open, you can see in there is a spot for the battery. So I'm assuming this still works because I looked inside and it does not look rusted at all. It looks actually in great shape. So these actually turn knobs for an alarm clock, and this is the on-off switch. So this actually should work. Hopefully, I haven't tested it, but I'm assuming it'll work. I will test it. And if I get it working, don't break. There we go. If I get it working, I mean, there's not a whole lot wrong with it. It's just got some like discoloration at the seams. But for the most part, it's in good shape. I mean, everything else is there. I think I saw one of these on Etsy that sold for €89, which is like $96 US. That was the only other reference I have. So my only reference is someone who listed it for $750 and someone who sold it on Etsy for $96 US, but it was actually in euro. So I'm really lost here. I'm going to do more research. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm probably going to list it at 100 and see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't disappear and get sold in 1 second and then I regret listing it that low, but we'll see. We'll see. But this actually makes up for all of the other junk that you just saw. Some of that stuff probably isn't going to go for much. This makes up for it because this is such a unique item. Alright, next we have Lion King again. And this is a baby version of Simba. And I thought this was like from the newer version of the movie. but when I looked at the tag, you can see how worn it is. I'm like, that's not from the original, that's not from the newer movie, because this wouldn't be that worn. So this is a vintage looking tag. It's pretty distressed. It's pretty distressed, so I would say that this is probably from the 90s. I don't know how much it's going to be worth. It's got some damage here. This is a loose string on the foot. Maybe we'll get $10 for it. Maybe we'll get $15. Another character. Here's another character that I spotted that not everyone would recognize. I don't know if you guys recognize this. This is Fievel from the American Tail cartoon movie. So cute, but very, very dirty right now. Needs a really good cleaning. And he's also missing his cute hat that he usually wears, like a big blue messenger hat. And he's got some damage on his nose, so the felt is worn off here, which is not a great thing. But I just didn't want to leave him because I'm like, alright, you're pretty big, and I don't think there's a whole lot of Fievel plush out there. There just isn't, because this movie wasn't like something that, you know, stayed popular for a long time. The tag is pretty much worn off. I can't even read it. So I'm just going to have to use Google Lens and search eBay for other people who have a better, have one that's in a better condition to see what the price range is. I'm guessing I'm going to get like 25 to 30 for this, even though it's in this condition, just because it's not something you're going to find every day. Like, you can find a ton of Mickeys, you can find a ton of Lion King, but you can't find a lot of American Tail. This is kind of more unique. Next we have Animal from the Muppets, but this is the Disney store version of it, so this isn't as old, but because he's a side character, he's not like he's not Kermit, he's not, you know, if he was Kermit and he was newer, I probably wouldn't have touched him because only the vintage Kermit usually sells pretty good, but he's a side character and he's in decent shape, so I'm hoping to get something for him. Actually, you know what, I did look this one up. This one actually was like, I want to say at least $20, maybe $30. So this was actually a great grab for me. Even though he's not that old. He's not as old. I'm not sure exactly what year because the tag doesn't say, but I'll figure it out. Okay. So I also found this Pluto. Pluto, I don't know. Is he really a side character? I guess. He's kind of part of the main crew. So I don't know if he would be considered rare. But he's really well made. Got like nice embroidered patch for the feet. He's got the Pluto collar. This has got the Disney Store, you know, official tag on here. He's super soft. I'm like, this would be a great addition to a nursery. So if someone's doing a Disney themed nursery, this would be perfect. It's really cute and it's pretty good shape. So if there's any more info on here, probably not. Disney has a bad habit of not telling you the year that they produce things. So you're always guessing when it was made. Nope, no year. So Pluto could be $10. Pluto could be $30. It all depends on what the demand is. But he is very nice. And I did find this little, from this It's a Small World Disney Parks, or no, the Disney Store. This is it's called the China Girl Small World Beanbag. And she's just very cute and pretty. But when I looked her up, there were like a million of these and none of them were really selling. So that's really disappointing. I thought this would go. Again, cuteness does not mean money. So don't shop with your heart like I do, because it doesn't always work out. A lot of these aren't going to be that profitable. But that's okay. We'll do our best with these. And my final plush is a Furby. And this is from that thrift store that I got the SpongeBob from. So these are only two things I grabbed. The SpongeBob was $1.50. This Furby was 25 cents. Furbies can be worth money. And I was like, okay, this looks kind of unique. Let me take a look. His eyes don't shut. I guess I thought they did. They don't actually do. But it's like a little beanbag Furby. And this is from Tiger. And this is $19.99, so it's vintage. So I'm hoping to get some money out of this tiny 25-cent investment. Maybe I can get $10 for this little guy. I mean, it wouldn't be hard to ship him. It's pretty simple. You notice most of the plush that I grabbed are on the smaller side. I do try to avoid big plush. I don't like storing that. I know plush doesn't sell that quickly, so I want to be, you know, practical about it. I'm going to buy it really low, like $1 or $2 at most, and I'm going to make sure I can store it, knowing that plush don't sell as quickly. I have the space, I have the time, I might as well if it's gonna flip later on for something. So if I get like 10, I'd be happy with that. If I get more than that, I'd be even better. So let's see what I have here. So my winners for today, let's do a little summary. And the ones that I know I'm gonna make some profit on. Animal. I'm gonna make some profit on this My Little Pony. This crazy looking guy, he's profit. Of all the things in this pile, did not think this would actually make some money, and he did. I would say Snoopy is gonna make me some money. I'm pretty confident on that one. I think Taz will be some profit. Again, he's a vintage guy. Who else? Oh yeah, and Fievel. I would say Fievel will probably get me. So I had like, I don't even know. I literally didn't even count my plush. I had like probably like at least 30 plush that I showed you, if not more. And of all that plush, only these are the ones that I'm pretty confident I'll make some money on. The rest I'm like, ugh, I'll get my money back. I'll get a tiny bit of profit, but it's gonna take a while. But that's okay. I'm still learning here. I've put all the prices on these, so now you get an idea of how much these are going for. And I'm hoping this will be my moneymaker. We'll see. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And leave a comment if you know more about these plush than I do. If there's anything in here that I missed that I should have, like, you know, I should have left behind. Or that I should probably list for more. If you know it where it goes for more money, let me know. Thank you for watching.